Tonight's poetry reading will present 6 haiku, 1 sestina, and 19 Zen conversation poems. The Zen conversation poems, written by poets in the Kaji Aso Studio Poetry Virtual Workshop, were composed in the following manner. Each week, keeping in mind an overarching theme, such as Tanabata, an ancient tale for modern times, the workshop participants generate a list of 7 words. The leader offers a starting word. Then each poet in turn says the first word that comes to mind, responding associatively to the word offered by the previous poet. Each participant then creates a poem that includes all 7 words. Why call these Zen conversation poems? In Zen, master and student employ seemingly nonsensical exchanges to bring the student to new understandings, to a more essential life. Analogously, the process of Zen conversation poems challenges the poet to create sense out of nonsense. Writing a poem starting with 7 associatively generated words disrupts the poet's usual habits, creating the possibility of a new vitality of thought. Because of the shared theme of the poems in this volume, and the shared words in the Zen conversation poems, echoes are heard among the poems collected here. We hope you enjoy their reverberations. Tonight, about 2/3 of the poems will be read by the poet who wrote them, and about 1/3 by other poets.
Dream strong. Dream of never again having to stoop and bend. Dream of rising up, breathing deeply the clear air. Dream of a straight-backed woman walking away from the loom, of crossing the sparkling river, of arriving, of arms spread wide to encompass it all. Dream from darkest night till early light, and wake up with the whole of the galaxy in your veins. Sarah Coletti.
In an empty courtyard, trees near the fence rustle like starched skirts that sway in a slight breeze as stars slowly appear. Each night brings a different style of longing. Sometimes the heart aches with loneliness. Other nights there is joy in anticipation of reunion. Neither changes the situation, nor brings you closer to me. Lainie Senechal.
The strength of starlight, wan and constant, infuses my bones and unbars me, no longer separate, but steeped together in this universe's broth, spreading, reaching, outward, inward, everywhere. Samantha Eleanor Tanzer.
Again. It's early morning. The woman watches him breathe, then stoops and kisses him softly, waking him from one dream to another, better dream. Michael Biales.
7th night of the 7th month, 2 become 1. Karen Klein.
It is written. Once again, the slow wheel of their long annual exile has rolled around to release Orihime and Herder Boy from biting bonds of separation. Their footsteps hasten to the appointed meeting place. The reunion is whittled to a narrow space of time. The hours push ahead relentlessly, counting down to decreed fate that forces them to part, to pine for another year. Harris Gardner.
It is difficult to ignore frustrations of a tedious wait, One does not learn to easily tolerate separation, nor forget the joy of reunion. Instead, one continually looks forward to the realization of a dream finally fulfilled. Lainie Senechal.
This way, how each of us remembers, and that, Marita Gargiulo.
When can we breathe deeply together again? A woman wakes early, stands on her stoop, under the dawn sky, and dreams. Kate Finnegan.
Unbreaking a heart. His gray-black clouds emptied the sky, and I stared until he thought he'd won. Then I gathered my skirts and climbed the tallest beach beside the river, climbed above the fencing rain. The topmost branch stopped shy of the moon, and I stared until she thought she'd won. Then I gathered my skirt and jumped until the gray-white moon dust bloomed around my feet, around the feet of half my heart, who stared and smiled, knowing we had won. Samantha Eleanor Tanzer.
Message in a dream. The dream was sending a message to Orihime. Perhaps it was an abstract lesson that she wished to forget or postpone. When she awoke, it would be time to continue the journey that would end the year's separation. Nevertheless, Orihime was frustrated that she couldn't remember what the dream was instructing her to learn. Perhaps she was being cautioned not to ignore her weaving duties. If that were so, then when a songbird caused her to look up into the leaves, abandoned gossamer webs reminded her of threads left behind on her neglected loom. She shook the last dream strands from her head. Her focus was on reaching the Magpie Bridge and crossing the Silver River that separated her from Herder Boy. Whatever the dream was advising her to do could wait for her to contemplate during her annual exile. Harris Gardner.
That one flower, its fragrance has filled my heart with calm. Jeanne Gugino.
A woman dreams of meeting her beloved again across the great divide of time and space. Two hearts joining as one, dancing together under the starry night sky, embracing the sweetness of being together at last, overcome with joy. She wishes this moment could last forever. Too early, she wakes, breathing in with anticipation, but her dream fades with the starlight as the first rays of sun fill the morning sky. She rises, stooping to find her handkerchief. Grief fills her heart, mingling with the memory of belonging together with her beloved for one precious night. Marj Layman.
Forces cannot separate us. We push on with hopes, wishes, and longing. Our footsteps echo on narrow paths until we meet again, released by love. Kate Finnegan.
Remembering. Breathe again. Again, no longer dreaming, but a woman. Before morning, before time, again, she leaves her bed, her room, her house, to stand on her stoop of starlight again until she can remember. Standing again, watching again, waiting again. Every morning, before mornings, before stars, before everything, she waits. The mist of yet to come catches at her hem. She waits. Waits until the first sunrise, the first nightfall, the first thereafter. Wait until she can remember. Samantha Eleanor Tanzer.